start recording. Starting this recording. I'm Pie Team. Pride knowledge. Vampyr take a liberty establishment. Yeah. Alrighty then, let's play. Where was I now? Here's Crunch Jones. I need some snacks here. Kind of hungry. Get some snacks at my house. I wonder if I can move anywhere else now. Probably not. Those areas are probably still locked.
There is something going on in this district. I don't know what. Like a secret or a plot I must reveal. Good evening, Doctor. Can I help you?
Have you any news of Nurse Crane and her dispensary?
I'll never know what goes on in that place. But as long as people are getting better, I'll stop investigating her.
Yeah. You better.
Goodbye, Mr. Darby. Farewell.
Farewell, Mr. Darby. I'm pretty sure he gets me 4 grand of XP. You will forget it all of it.
Good evening, Christina.
Change your mind, Mr. Reed?
Oh, cop in public.
What do you know about Nurse Crane and her dispensary?
That woman is a saint. She's living proof that a strong will is sometimes all you need to make a difference.
Goodbye, miss. Take care of yourself as best you can.
I've been planning. You guys know social connections. I'm going 1,000 too, so. Oh crap, a little to the left of there. I'll go back to the graveyard. Yeah, pretty much the cemetery to see if she's alright. I just standing there for like 3 nights.
It's locked, all right.
It's locked, all right. It's locked, god damn it. It seems my powers were increased to have the story mode, so I guess I could wait a little bit actually. I have to wait a little bit to get those people are right near the end. We reach level 5 or something. I could just start feeding. Alright, first let's go to that lady there. See if she can get her out of her, out of that mausoleum. I'm looking for my husband.
There. I confessed to that vicar. Do I feel better? Only time will tell. Hello again, miss.
Hello again.
I know you understand what I'm saying. Very well.
Very well, goodbye. Guess I had to whack the light up until I'm told to go to the other districts. Number 2. Can I not offer him a medicine trip, or do I have to, Max Ryan just let me in? Alright, something.
Good evening, sir. It's me again.
Leave me alone, I say, whoever you...
All right.
Alright, fine. I guess I gotta... No, that's fine. Give me find some information about him too, probably. Let's see.
Remorse and pain are precious when binding you to the earth. You. I remember you.
Bastard. What is he doing to me?
Fear be gone. I would harm no child of my making.
This is your doing. You made me. Made me this creature. What are you?
I am the land. You are our champion.
I choose me.
You selected me. Chose me.
As shall my children yet to come.
What is it you seek?
This age is sickly. An ancient poison, an older rage, brewed in a cauldron newly forged.
This has something to do with the epidemic.
Seek truth, my champion. Defeat the serpent of knowing with iron spur.
Bastard.
I've had enough of others making decisions for me, pretending to know how I should feel or behave. So the vampire who made me is some sort of disembodied entity? Or was he just projecting this vision in my mind? Maybe Edgar can help me with this one.
Wait. Uh-oh. That was my sister's girl, right? Uh-oh. Is she up with the belt now? won't be sensitive with that. It's only for... this is enemies too, that's strange. What?
Are you all right, Miss Shun?
My name is Xiao Shun. This is the proper way to address someone in my country.
I do apologize, Xiao Shun. Are you all right?
Yes, I am. This is the only place where I can find some kind of serenity. Some way to remember my dear Matthew.
Have you recent news of Nurse Crane and her dispensary?
This part of town is very fragile. I hope the trust so many people put in her will not be betrayed.
Are you on your own? Do you have any friends or family who you could be with?
I have family and friends, but I need to be here alone. One day maybe I'll go back to them, but not now. I need silence, and I need sadness.
Sadness can be a terrible trap. It can entangle you and weaken your heart if you let it control your thoughts.
Thank you for your sincere words, Dr. Reed. I sense you trying to help me, even if I don't quite understand why.
Tell me how your husband died.
Tell me!
Matthew died of the Spanish flu, like so many others. It's a mundane cause of death these days, but for me it meant the end of the world.
At this time, there is so little medical science can do to defeat this terrible epidemic. I'm truly sorry.
The worst thing is not his death, even if it tears me apart. The worst is not to have seen it coming, to have lost him so quickly, even before realizing it.
Did he hide his condition from you?
Matthew was a smiling type, a happy sort. Everything that I am not. Did he laugh at his death to come, or did he not realize what was going to happen? I'll never know.
You blame yourself?
The Spanish flu may be the worst disease mankind has ever faced. Why are you blaming yourself?
You don't understand. I didn't know he was so sick. I didn't realize the gravity of his situation until it was too late.
As harsh as this sounds, we are all equally vulnerable to this awful disease. It can take the strongest man in just a couple of days.
I never said goodbye to Matthew. We never realized how bad it was. We laughed about it even. He always made me laugh. Now I don't have enough tears to shed.
Are you a doctor yourself? Is this why you feel so guilty for not saving your sick husband?
No, I am not. But I still need to blame someone for Matthew's death. And who else, if not his wife, who did not see it coming?
I'm a physician, one of the best in the country. But I was unable to save my own sister, Mary. She died in my arms.
Why tell me this? Is it supposed to make me feel better?
No. But I felt I should share it with you, since she is buried here too.
May I ask what caused the death of your sister?
You could say she was also killed by a terrible disease. A disease I have sworn to fight and cure, no matter how long it takes.
Thank you for sharing that with me, Dr. Reed. Maybe it's time we start to rebuild our lives, you and I.
You realize you can't stay here forever, don't you? Eventually, you'll have to leave the cemetery.
Why? Why should I go? Since this is the only place I can find peace of mind.
I'm sorry I vexed you.
To be honest, I don't know. Please forgive me if I've upset you. We must all honor our departed loved ones in our own way.
You sound like you're no stranger to the pain I feel.
Let's just say, I too have a good reason to visit cemeteries at night.
Please accept my condolences for your loss then, Dr. Reed.
You should go home now.
I think you're right. Cemeteries are for the dead, for they need silence too. Thank you for your honesty and your wisdom, Dr. Reed.
Thank you for your company, Xiaoshu. Take care on the way home.
Maybe I'll see you again in Whitechapel. Goodbye for now.
Goodbye for now.
No, you can trust me. Why have you not spoken to me?
Oh, my sister's crazy, man. So I no doubt she's probably a vampire somehow or something. Terrifying. I guess let's see what we're going to take care of the vampire. No, never mind. Take care of him real quick.
It's locked, all right.
So it wasn't random then. Well, maybe it was. Who knows? Maybe I'm trying to save that dude from the damn thing. Maybe I gotta control him now. Alright, I gotta save that dude from the damn sewers. Good now.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
Tell me the truth about your appointment as a medic during the war, Rakesh.
Yeah, tell
The
me.
regiment administration appointed me by mistake. I had to learn the job on the spot, sir. Very hard, sir, but I rose to the challenge.
Do you realize how many soldiers died because of that decision? You should have refused.
Yes, sir. I swear I did, sir. But no one listened. When the first wounded arrived, I had to do what I could.
It is an unbelievable story, Mr. Chidana.
It was a time beyond belief, Dr. Reed. But I'm happy not to deal with the wounded. I prefer caring for the dead now.
You can't impersonate a doctor. You can't improvise a medical education. People could die at your hands.
You're absolutely right, sir. But as a field surgeon, it was more like being a butcher.
Do you believe you have really helped these people?
My ratings were within the averages of the regiment. I saved lives, Dr. Reed. Does that not say enough about triage and war surgery?
Please show me one.
Of course.
Well, got plenty of cash. Need you to defend this fort. Unless it's broken. That's most likely the case. Under the sewers. Eggs.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Alright then. I guess maybe continue to tell the story then, I guess. And hopefully he comes out. Do I need to sleep? Do I need to sleep for that? shit, shit. Alright. Glass screws. Bottle. That's a bit dangerous. Delicious. Vampires. That's a good thing you can't make acts on vampires all the time. I was a ton of vampires, or scowls even. Some more vampires showing up. Let's see, attack them both. So down there, just quarantine some people to keep out. Contagion, quarantine, keep out.
It's locked.
Can you use your fucking vampire strength to tear that thing open like, hurt his faith. That's not good. He heard me with his faith. That's not good. sure. That's not for sure. Alright, let's see here. What's around? Nothing there anymore. What about down there? Surely someone lived down there. Let's take out those dudes then. Take out those dudes and get some more experience.
There's one of them! He was spotted! Filthy piece of shit!
Vampire. Some bullets. I don't need it, but it does get into them. Alright, let's see here. Nothing else in here. Except a dead dude. Takes care of that. This one's blowing. Yeah. side of that wall is a bunch of hungry vampires.
Good evening, Mr. Fishburne.
Yeah.
Goodbye, Mr. Fishburne.
Maggots and liars.
Evening, Rufus.
Evening, Mr. Reed.
Evening, Rufus.
So long, Rufus.
I'm on Rufus. See if we can get
Good
in.
evening, madam. It's Dr. Reed again. May I come in?
You best come back in the morning, Doctor.
The disease takes away the good people too, madam. Why not let me in?
It's Mrs. Fishburne. Stella Fishburne. And yes, indeed. Why not let a doctor in?
Why don't you let me in so I can steal most of your shit?
It's locked, all right.
It's a good thing I'm a doctor. Oh, I need this. I'm a doctor. I need that too. I'm a doctor. Girl needs family heirloom. I'm a doctor. Oh, my grandson made that for I need that too, there, man. I'm a doctor. I'm a doctor. See if we get information about these two.
So you have questions about the flu then?
Yes, among other things.
Forgive my rudeness at the door. It's just my son doesn't like strangers coming in the house.
How's that here?
How is life around here?
Let my finish better.
Life has always been hard in the East End. But it's everywhere nowadays, isn't it?
Do you think the increase in violence has anything to do with the epidemic?
Don't know. But it's most likely linked to the gangs, if you ask me. Recently, it's like everyone has had to pick a side.
Violence has always fed on poverty, don't you think? It's a cruel law of the human condition.
And selfishness is their rotten fruit. These days, you could just die in the gutter and no one will bat an eye.
Hey.
May I ask what you do for a living, Mrs. Fishburne?
Yeah, what's your occupation?
Since my husband died, I worked at the Dawson Rope factory, but it closed before the war. I occasionally help at the night asylum, in exchange for food.
Some died during the war?
Did your husband die in the war?
Oh no,
In the war?
my Jack was a docker. He died when my Seymour was just a lad. The poor boy saw his dad slip and fall from that scaffolding.
How do you pay the rent then?
My Seymour works at the docks, just like his dad. He's very attached to the house he grew up in. It's not always easy, but we get by all right.
Interesting. Tell me about the orphan.
The orphan that regards you as a mother. Please tell me about him, Stella.
You mean Rufus?
Yeah, Rufus.
I wish I could do even more for the poor boy. Most people are so selfish.
But you're not.
Years may have passed, but I haven't forgotten how it feels to go through days with nothing but an empty stomach.
Personal life. Tell about Seymour's.
Tell me about these demons Seymour needs your help to fight.
Seymour used to be such a happy child, and he is still a helping son most of the time. when he gets angry, he can hardly contain his rage.
All men and women are born innocent, Mrs. Fishburne. There can be a monster within any of us.
Do you think he can be cured, Doctor? Do you think something can extinguish this rage inside my Seymour?
I'm afraid these demons, as he calls them, are just a delusional justification to distance himself from his actions.
There ain't no hope then. Somehow, somewhere, my son has turned into a monster, and nothing will bring him back.
This is it again.
Tell me about
Seymour used to...
all men and
Do
women.
you think he...
I'm afraid the...
There ain't no...
Damn. Oh. Protect him.
Stella, I know you are ashamed of your son's crimes. So why do you protect Seymour?
I can't report my own son, can I? Not a burden I could bear.
Burden? How do you mean?
They'd hang him for sure. I won't send my only son to his death.
We're not responsible.
I'm convinced you raised Seymour the best you could. You're not responsible for what he became.
If someone ever found the courage to speak to the police, I will take my share.
Damn it.
Your son's gone way beyond simply bullying people. He has a taste for blood, and you know it, don't you, Stella?
One night, he told me straight up, in his own words. It was several days after one of his episodes.
Why did he confess?
Why did he confess? Did you suspect something?
No. I guess he wanted his old mum to help him fight his, demons.
Did Seymour tell you everything that night?
More than I could stand. The words he used to describe his hate, his rage, how he feels when he's done it.
Goodbye, Miss Fishburne. Take care of yourself.
Some call this the bad part of town.
Evening, Rufus.
Evening, Mr. Reed.
Damn it. Only that damn thing.
So long, Rufus. Be careful. Take care.
Some call this the bad part.
They said the wrong speech.
Good evening, Mr. Fishburne.
Yeah.
Goodbye, Mr.
That's the way down then. I wouldn't screw up that quest line here. It's damn. It's one time goes into I can't go back to earlier save because this thing is already been saved.
It's locked.
There's somebody else here too in town. Maybe she's not in town. Maybe she's over there, I think. Try to go over there. Maybe I should go across there. Well, not that, but like, I should go in town.
It's locked, all right. I cannot enter.
Get them weapons ready!
Glass file, huh?
Over there! One of them
It's locked. I have this thirst for blood. I cannot enter.
There's no way out there. Oh, there's one way in and out.
It's locked.
stupid! Die, Leech!
up here a little bit. That's how you use enemies. I guess it's your. Yeah, I remember the first thing that something that my dad was thinking about. I was thinking it was like Doom 3 or 2, something like that. I read about it in like GamePro magazine. Like, oh shit, that's awesome. You can have enemies fight you, or just go. That's actually awesome, you know? Strategy and shit. Try to get two demons. Like, it makes sense sometimes. You're two demons, you know? It's like with friends, you know? Go. Take that springs. Or the unlock. Well, it's been unlocked. Of course I do level up, which is what they put the experience points in. My little vampire feet. Supposed to move around. I can do that now. Nice. Nice. I can do that now. damn it. Damn it. Hate when I do that. Alright. Before we check this rich quarters here, Richie's rich quarter here, we're gonna run around a bit and do some exploration. There. Oop. Yes. Those aiming to the west end as well. Interesting. Should I explore the west end then? Or should I continue on with my investigation of the docks? Unless... Nah, there's no way to get around there. Maybe if I hop over there. Let's check that real quick. Some Star Trek out there, son. Alright. See some boats lying up there, so maybe, thinking maybe there might be a chance for me just to like hop across like I did over there. Bullets. I need bullets. That's too far out. Alright, I guess we'll go explore the west end then. Explore that then. Before anything else. For amazing Eka. they have to bring out DLC besides story, I think it should probably definitely some more clothes and costumes. I like the trench coat there too on the hat. I just like it. Yeah. Yeah. Alright, there, come on. Two ways to explore it. Well, since I'm on this end, I might as well do this end.
I cannot enter.
I cannot enter. Alright, then only is one path then. The other way. Alright. Hope I can't hear that. Do my thing. There we go. Alright, there we go. Hopefully that blocks out the noise out there. Music sounds like some old Star Trek sound battle theme. Kirk's finding Warhawk Captain. Figures. Figured that side Richie Town would keep itself locked up. Alright. Can I walk across there? Yeah, just some of his own stuff. Business. Just a dog now. Yeah, right. Yeah. Some insurance called me. They said I need to go in their office and do a little review. Review on my insurance, house insurance, shit like that. Not too important. Well, it's important, but you know, not too like dealing with me or some shit. Nah. Can't walk across that. Too big. probably unlock more later. Now I guess we head back to the hospital. Time to get to work. Unless he finally got out of that hole of his. Probably not.
Have you found Oswald?
Not yet, sir.
All right.
Well, I did, but he's not moving.
I have
out.
all the
Thank you, Doc.
I sure was something. Was something.
Jonathan, my sincere condolences for your loss.
Your kindness is much appreciated, my lady.
Is there anything you require?
I spied my mother at the funeral. Have you ever revealed yourself to a member of your family?
No, Jonathan. And I'd advise you even from thinking about it.
Are we then condemned to lie to those we love?
We are creatures of deception, my friend. But this is more for their sake than ours.
But what if I was close to someone and wished to tell them the truth?
Fear, loathing, disgust. And then they will plead to be turned. They will see it as salvation. Then there's the risk of gaining the attention of vampire hunters.
Are we condemned to attend the funerals of all we love?
Dying is the final act of life, Jonathan. Present company excluded. Accepted.
I don't know what to expect. Am I cursed to an eternity of solitude?
With time, we Ekon tend to go into isolation. If we survive long enough, that is.
As a practitioner of the medical sciences, I'm prepared for the death of loved ones. But mourning in the shadows, deprived of sharing one's grief.
We are no longer a part of the circle of life and death. We are undead, my friend. And so we are outcasts.
Goodbye, my lady. Until we meet again.
Until we meet again. That's right, 20. Whoa, what's that? All this blood?
Good evening, Miss Howcroft. How are you tonight?
I need blood, Doctor.
What the hell happened here? Seriously.
Good evening, nurse.
Good evening.
Good evening. What? Oh, everything's in the hospital.
What can you tell me about the recent events in the hospital?
That Mr. Hampton killed Miss Jones in her room, then ran away.
And did you see all this?
No. I was working by the tents when it all happened. I only entered the room when they asked me to clean up the blood.
Where is Miss Jones's body?
I don't know. I'd imagine the morgue. It all happened so quickly.
Did you see Sean Hampton leave the hospital?
I think I saw a silhouette exiting the hospital gates after the shouting started. At first I thought it was someone who was just scared, but well, maybe it was him.
Goodbye, nurse. Call me if you need assistance.
Can I ask her again?
Good evening.
Good evening.
Goodbye, nurse.
What the hell happened? Mr. Hampton. Mystery.
Good evening, Dr. Tibbets.
Dr. Reed, any good news to share?
Goodbye, Dr. Tibbets.
What the hell just happened? Tell me, somebody!
Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doctor. Still trying to save lives?
I'd like...
Wise choice, Doctor.
Yes, that's me by ammo for you. There we go, you.
Good evening, Nurse Hawkins.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
Goodbye, Nurse.
Goodbye, Miss Hawkins.
Good evening, Mid.
I'm okay.
How painful.
So painful.
Why did...
My mother.
Yeah.
I have to...
I'm about to go now.
Don't waste your time with me.
Good evening, Doctor. How's...
How's my son? Sounds idiot.
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick. Good evening, Miss...
Good evening, Doctor.
Good evening, Doctor.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Fiddick. I'll see you later.
Words to calm the children, Ellen. As for me...
Good evening, Dr. Strickland.
And good evening to you, Doctor.
Goodbye,
See,
Doctor.
See, no one got an answer for what just happened there except her. No, that was my mission I'm gonna get. Come on.
It's locked. It's locked. Good evening, Dr. Tibbets.
Dr. Reed.
Here we're up
Goodbye,
here.
Dr. Tibbets. It's locked.
Sounds like it's arguing with someone. found out I get some keys from the body to unlock those.
God protect us. You've got a leech in the hospital.
Yes, my hospital. My mission is to heal while you go about warring.
You've set the table for a snake. I wonder why there's venom in your food.
I'm growing tired of your song. You're a woodsman, McCullum, not a doctor. Return to your hunt.
Remember, I've a good nose for machinations. I can flare the scent at a mile. You can't hide from the god.
Leave him, Jonathan. This is sacred ground. Neutral territory. And I just had the carpet cleaned. By the sacred stone, this is very bad news. Bad news indeed.
That sounds like trouble.
What happened?
The hospital has been attacked. We have injured patients, at least one dead and several missing. This has spiraled out of control. Even the most infirm are asking to be allowed to return home.
We cannot have the people lose faith in this institution. This hospital is their only hope.
Of course, you're right. But we cannot afford a public scandal. It would ruin us. We must restore order, and quickly.
You mentioned a dead patient. Who is he?
She, Jonathan. She was Miss Harriet Jones. I found her room like a slaughterhouse. Blood everywhere. The duty nurse is taking care of the mess.
Very well. I'll help you.
I know this place means something to you. I have noticed how you suppress your appetite when around the staff and patients.
You need to know you can trust me, Edgar.
I do, dear fellow, I do.
Please then, tell me.
Sean Hampton, the man we thought we'd saved at the docks. It seems he was infected after all.
So Hampton became more beast than man.
Exactly. And now Guard of Prewen suspects the hospital of vampire activity. Do you realize what that could mean for us?
We're not attacked?
Do you really believe they would come for us here? In such a public venue?
McCullum is a fanatic. The Guard will stop at nothing. You don't know what they're capable of, Jonathan.
Very well. Since I brought Mr. Hampton here, I will put an end to this.
I go to these. I guess this is a part of the mission now where I unlock all the areas, maybe somewhat.
If you don't mind, I have a few questions.
I'd be delighted to help you if I'm able.
I just recently met the strangest creature in Whitechapel. He was immense. He mocked me and accused me of hypocrisy.
But perhaps it was a skull. London's streets are overflowing with them these days.
It was a vampire.
It was a vampire, all right. But what kind, I'm not sure. He was large and very fast.
If you find anything more about this creature, the Brotherhood would greatly appreciate any information you could spare.
He was observing me with the obvious intent to do me harm. His very presence evoked a palpable sense of menace.
You need to be careful, Jonathan. You've no idea what this creature really is.
Maybe a werewolf.
I recently tried to enter a church. It has been a very unpleasant experience.
The Brotherhood's research on the matter of faith and vampirism has proved somewhat insubstantial, to say the least.
Am I cursed?
Is this proof that I'm cursed in the eyes of the divine?
The wrath of the Almighty? There's no way of knowing. It could be subconscious guilt, or irrational fear, or deep-seated beliefs.
It's hard to explain in terms of science, that's for sure.
I'm sure Lady Ashbury will have far greater insight into this matter than little old me.
What exactly happened here while I was absent?
Hampton turned, quite violently as it happened. Lurking about, attacked Miss Jones. To say he created quite a commotion would be an understatement.
Are you sure it was Hampton that killed Miss Jones?
There was blood everywhere, but no body. And you know the state she was in? I fear for what he did with her. Hopefully he just hid the corpse.
How did the Guard of Priwen come to hear of this?
McCullum has spies everywhere. He will jump at any opportunity to disparage the Brotherhood and show his contempt.
Yes, spies everywhere.
Who was that man in your office?
Geoffrey McCullum, actual leader of the Guard of Priwen. I suspect he's the man behind the rebirth of this old and dusty society.
You know I'm here?
They know I'm here now, don't they?
I can guarantee one thing. The Guard of Priwen would never dare to attack the hospital while I'm in charge here.
What do they hope to achieve?
Their ultimate goal is the eradication of all vampires in the country. They see you as a threat to mankind, Jonathan.
Thank you, Edgar.
All right. Let's see as a threat to mankind.
Sean Hampton lives and breathes for the well-being of his flock. There's no other place he would go but the docks.